Good evening. Good evening. It is August the 13th, Tuesday. It's about 8:20. We're a little late getting started this evening, but whatevs, I'm not really too bothered about it. First, before we do anything, I need to just quickly give a quick shout out to my current outfit because I'm rocking the clashing right now. So I am currently I was just wearing like a blue shirt, but it's really cold. So I just put this sweater on, and this is one of my favorite sweaters of all time. It was my dad's, and then it was my mom's, and now it's mine. It's gone through all of us. It has shrunk to the point where it's too short for any of us. Like, it's way too short for me now, but whatever. And there's holes in it and everything, and it is super old, but I love this shirt. Go ahead, evildoers, make my day. Anyway, so we've got that shirt, and with it, I am wearing my ever so subtle elephant pants that I did not bring with me to Asia. Actually, every other person in Asia wore elephant pants, but I did not bring these with me. Nobody cares about Asia. I don't need to be talking about this right now. I don't need to be filming any of these videos, but content, I guess, just in case someday on the off chance. First of all, I know I'm going to want it, and second of all, I mean, on the somehow very small off chance that maybe somebody else ever wants to watch this, I got your back. All right, I'm just making some coffee, but the tank is empty and the beans are empty, and so I'm having to do the whole thing. So I guess I'll just finish my little catch up while I do it. So yeah, I haven't really done anything yet today. I'm just about to sit down and kind of take stock for the night. I think I'm going to try and backtrack a little bit. So I have been doing some of the cancer stuff lately, and I know I said that I wanted to try and do a bunch of that now, so I didn't leave it all for the end and just have it be like super depressing. But I also feel like I kind of was doing a little bit better when I was going more in order. So I am thinking I'm trying to pour water into the coffee machine and also look at the camera, and it's not an easy task. Okay, we did it. So I'm gonna set this down for 2 seconds so I can fill up the bean holder. You can enjoy my beautiful sweater and my super classy outfit. I need more coffee beans. This is the problem with being a writer, is that the amount of coffee I go through, it's bad, it's real bad. Okay, what was I saying? So I think I'm going to try and backtrack a little bit. I'm gonna go back to where I was the last chapter that I've finished, which is, I have finished chapter 15. So like I think I mentioned in the video that night, I ended up changing chapter 15 quite a bit. It was a longer time frame at first, but then I just couldn't fit in everything that I wanted to, and I really didn't want the chapter to go all the way from the beginning of February to the end of March. It just felt like too much, so I changed the cabin trip. They were supposed to have like a group, sorry, we're about to grind, give me 2 seconds here. So chapter 16 is where I'm gonna start tonight, and like I just mentioned, cup, fucking mug. Not good. That was way too much cream. I'm just a mess right now, apparently. Okay, I can't even talk about chapter 15. That's how hard that chapter was for me to get through. I literally can't even get through a sentence about it. This video is getting too long. This is ridiculous. I need to do better. So I changed chapter 15 because yeah, it was too long. It was too hard to get everything in. So it ended now with the camping trip, or it's not a camping trip, it's a cabin trip. But that whole thing got derailed. It was supposed to just be like, oh, fun, hey, we're hanging out at a cabin trip. And then, so what really happened was that I was trying to write their first evening scene, and to do that, I was thinking, oh, it would be fun to have them like have a drink and play. No, I wasn't even planning to have them play Truth or Dare. That popped out of Sebastian's mouth before I understood what was happening. And so when he said it, I was like, oh, Sebastian, like really, Truth or Dare? But then I realized Nate kind of called him out on it, and Sebastian was like, what, are you a wimp? And I was like, fair point, because the competitive side absolutely would come out. And so Nate then says, you know, okay, fine, but I get to give you the first question. And I was racking my brain for days trying to come up with what dare Nate was gonna give Sebastian. And after a while, I was finally like, there's nothing Sebastian wouldn't do. Let's go for a truth. And then I'm trying to figure out what the truth was. And all of a sudden I'm kind of thinking, and I've been like playing around with this before, that there would be some sort of band drama. I hadn't fully decided. I wasn't sure, because I also figured there was enough drama. I didn't really need to add more. But then when it came to me, I was like, oh, you know, this actually would fit. Because like I said, I think that night I mentioned that it also gives the tour a little bit more context. So I think I mentioned it already, but what happened basically was that the rest of the band found out Sebastian's cousin is a pretty famous, like a well-off music producer, and the band got offered a demo deal to go down and lay some tracks and potentially get a record deal in LA, and Sebastian said no and didn't tell them because he was not ready and he was afraid that the rest of the group would be, and he would have to kind of admit that he wasn't ready. So they just had an argument about that, and so what's now kind of going to happen with the tour is that he, you know, his cousin kind of mentions this and he takes it as almost a redemption kind of thing. They're gonna forgive him. I mean, they love each other, but they're family, which is why they fight. So I'm gonna try and start chapter 16 as the next one. Sadly, that means it is looking like I am going to be breaking Nate and Lexi up tonight. Not like it's temporary, I know, but it's still sad. So the plan for this chapter at this point is to have, I'm gonna cover March in a blurb because March is going to now have been kind of a busy, stressful month. So I'm gonna cover that in a blurb at her individual guidance counselor appointment. So we're gonna start with that. We're gonna have her individual appointment with Cameron, talking about her life and just kind of the family, just updates of that sort of stuff. And then the SAT section. So the boys will ask her for help, they'll study, they will write their SATs, she will get her results back and she'll do very well. The guys will get their results back, Nate will not do well, and that will lead to their breakup, and that's how the chapter is gonna end. So the plan is, individual counseling, SATs, breakup. And SAT, like asking for help part, that prep part is started and the breakup is started. But I've only got like 2 full pages for it ish right now. So there is a fair amount to do. I'm gonna try and start there tonight. It would be amazing if I could get that done tonight. We'll see. We'll see. It's not out of the realm of possibility because there are, I mean, the breakup is already quite close to done. No, I mean, there's more to do, obviously, but I've got it started. That's all I can really ask for right now. So I think that's going to be the plan for tonight. I am going to try and get back a little bit more chronological. I think it just makes more sense so that I'm making sure I'm not leaving big gaps and holes and stuff everywhere. I can go back and edit, and I will. And I'm sure I will work on other stuff because it is hard to do. Like, I find it very hard to say, you know, you have to work on this chapter right now because then obviously you're not going to. I much would rather have a little more freedom, but I think right now I'm gonna try and get back to the order for a little bit. So another long rambling update finished. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna try and work on chapter 16, and I'm gonna update later when I actually have something to update as opposed to literally just rambling. I think my anyways counter was only 2 or 3 this video. That is character development. Okay, this is a very early on update. It's only been like an hour, maybe. It's 9:45. I just wanted to update and say that I am having a really productive night so far. I think there is a good chance I will get chapter 16 done. I have written like a page and a half now of the counseling scene, and I think it'll be probably another half page or so. I think like there still is some to do, but it's going well. I'm happy with that. I think it's on the right track. I finished the scene where the guys ask her for help, and I think I'll just do a quick overview of the actual studying sessions on the day of the SATs. So I have to do the SAT scene still. I haven't started that one. It's the only one I haven't started for this chapter. And then the breakup, also coming along quite well. I did just do a bit more on that. Still have more to do. I think this might end up being a slightly shorter chapter, which is okay. It's currently at 4 pages. I think it might end up at like 6 or 7 maybe, which is, I mean, it's not short. But I do think that I am on track definitely to get this done tonight. And if I keep going like this, I could probably keep going. I mean, I don't think I'll finish a second chapter, but you know what? I didn't really necessarily think I'd finish this first one, and yet it's only been an hour, and I feel like I'm a little on fire right now, so we're gonna keep going. I'm gonna see what I can do. Anyway, I just wanted to update that's what's going on. Okay, quick little check in here. It's about 1:20. Doing pretty good still. I am not finished chapter 16 yet, but I am very close. I definitely will tonight before I go to bed. I have finished the first kind of draft of the therapy scene. I feel like there could maybe be a little more, but I also feel like I might leave that for the next chapter because it is almost 2 pages long already, and I feel like it was a good start. So let's leave that and maybe we'll come back to it later. I started a little scene with Lexi and Mum. I think I might take it out and bump it to later. I think I might wait and have, because like I said, the breakup happens in this chapter, so I'm thinking I'm gonna have a big Lexi Mum heart-to-heart in the next chapter. And she can kind of talk about all that after her combo with Sebastian. So I think I'm gonna take that seat. You know what? We're taking it out. We're taking it out right now. Ready? Satisfying. So I'm done that first draft of the counseling scene, done the first draft of the scene where the guys ask Lexi for help, done almost a page of a scene of them studying. I have not written a scene of them actually writing the test, but I don't really think that's going to be a scene because that's not really a scene. Like, I just have to say, you know, we wrote the test, yay. I'm not going to write a scene of them like, here's the questions they had on their SAT test. That's dumb. I'm not doing that. Nobody wants that. I don't want it. And then we've got a couple weeks later, results have come out. I've written the part where they get their results. Lexi got a 1400. Fucking hell, atta girl, Lex. Maya got a perfect score on her lit section, which we all knew that was coming. And Nate didn't do so good. So I actually have not put in his score. I don't think I will. I think I will just leave that up to interpretation. He ain't happy about it. I have written probably 75 to 80% of their breakup scene at this point. Basically just have to connect all the bits and pieces of this last section. And then I have to finish up the studying scene and write the little scene of actually what the SATs were like. And then I think that's it for chapter 16. Okay. That's the update. We're at 7 pages at the moment. I think we'll probably end up on 8 at least because I'm halfway through the 7th and I still do have probably at least another page and a half to write. So I think we'll end up at 8 or 9, which is good. I'm okay with that. I think it's it's not too long, but it's not too short either. And I am pretty happy with how the breakup's going so far. I mean, obviously not. Nate, you're a catch, babe. Don't be so insecure. Lexi loves you. I mean, I haven't said it yet, but they're not real. This is the problem, is that they're not real. Sometimes I forget that. This is a story. They are not real. Nobody is dying except for my soul. But that's a conversation for another day. That is not a 1:30 a.m. conversation. I'm gonna go outside for a break and then I'm finishing chapter 16 and then anything could happen, really. Here we go. I just was outside and I watched just back some of these videos and I am just... What is happening? What is happening right now? What have I done? What am I doing? Why? That's the big one, isn't it? Why? It is so much fun. I am genuinely really enjoying this process, even though I am being extremely dramatic all of the time. But I really am out here living it right now. I really am. And it is magical, this whole thing. I love killing my main characters. Spoiler alert. It's going great. It is going so great. I wrote a scene of therapy and I'm scrolling through it and the amount of times that I use the word Cameron, it's too much. I need to find something else to call her. I think the problem is that this is one of the only scenes where sorry, there's this piece of hair and it's bugging me. I think this is one of the only scenes where she's only with one other person. And it's mostly a conversation scene because usually if it's a conversation, she's with the band. Or if it's a thing with Nate, often she's having a moment as well. Our girl's 16. You gotta just let her live her life. I'm not gonna say it. That was bad. My mom's always like, well, you don't have to kill her. No, but I'm going to. Sorry, everybody. Sorry to myself. I'm the one doing this shit. But I am so determined. I am doing this. We're doing it. We're doing it. This is happening. It is happening now. It is happening here. Get your front row seats to whatever this colossal train wreck of a process has become. Please just join me in this ride because it's wild and we're having a good time. I think I'm gonna do it though. I think I'm gonna finish it. I think we're gonna make it. Might have 2 brain cells left by the end of it, but do I really need more than that? Guess we'll find out. All right, let's do this thing. I'm finishing chapter 16. Ah, fuck, breakup. All right, well, gotta get done. Let's do it. Things have happened. Well, I thought I was being close to done chapter 16 and then
Sebastian's working my last nerve these days. He pulled a fast one on me again. God, I love him. I do, I always have, but he's testing me right now. He keeps extending this. He's dragging out the process, and now it's 3 a.m. and I am still not done. And I am not going to bed until this is finished. This may be a late night, but I don't care anymore. I am finishing this chapter. We're on page 8 now, and we're still going. So I haven't written the test yet. This was supposed to be a short scene, supposed to be a funny throwaway one-liner, and then and now, God damn it, you drama queen. Why did you do this? Why did you do this to me? Anyway, fuck. So, that's the update at 3 a.m. We still out here. We still going. I'm finishing this chapter tonight. It is happening. I don't care. We're doing it. Okay. We're getting there. We are about 3:40, 3:45-ish. Oh, I'm close. I really am. I am on this last scene bit, but Nate wanted to take her out after the SATs, and I wasn't prepared for it, and I don't know where they're going, and he won't tell me, and I don't know what they're going to do when they get there, and I don't know how much more I am going to have to write before, because I'm not going to have them break up when they're out in the middle of some spring farm stuff. Maybe I should just have them break up in the car. Might just be tapping out. It's already 8 pages. I gotta stop somewhere. Sebastian stole the thunder again. He's like that. We'll figure it out. Do you ever have a chapter that you think it's just gonna be something and then it's something totally different? Because it is 4:20 in the morning and 9 pages later. I have pounded out draft 1 of chapter 16, and damn, what a ride that was. Wow. Okay. Me and Lexi are not okay. Yep, that's a thing. It's fine. They'll only be broken up for a few more chapters, and then, as soon as they get back together, she's gonna start dying. This is a solid novel plot. This is absolutely the kind of thing that people want to read. Yeah, I'm making good decisions with my life. Sitting here at 4:20 a.m. breaking up my characters and feeling real grief about it, and debating making some eggs, to be honest. Okie dokie. That was a wild ride, but it's good. I'm pleased with it, I think. I don't know. I'm gonna read it tomorrow and find 5 unfinished sentences. This is a thing that happens, is that you read through something and you find all 20 unfinished sentences. Okay, we did it. Another chapter down. 16 to go, I think. So, whew, all right, nice. Well, we are capping off what has been a truly, truly wild night, full of twists and turns and surprises that we didn't see coming. It is almost 5 a.m. I have just had some craft dinner. I have just done an out loud edit through of a very dramatic scene while listening to Breathe Me by Sia on repeat, and honestly, what else is there to say? I'm gonna go to bed because it is 5 a.m. and we are gonna get up tomorrow and we're gonna just doing this. Chapter 17, get ready for me. Don't fuck with me. It's going to be brutal because I'm going to realize all the plot holes that I've now left for tying up at the end of the year, and this is now the end of the year. Thanks, past Kate. That's a tomorrow problem. And by tomorrow, I mean later today, because like I said several times, it is 5 a.m. and I am going to bed. Good night.